Hi everyone, welcome to Mrs. Kennett's Kitchen. So, pizza. We love pizza. All of us love pizza. So let's make some fresh pizza. We're going to need some olive oil, we're going to need some tomatoes and some garlic to make our passata. Now, I've got a bit of cheddar cheese, I've got half a random onion from my fridge, I found a pepper, I found 2 cherry tomatoes, and I've got a little bit of ham. So I'm going to use this for my pizza topping. So let's make the pizza. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil, a nice glug, into my pan, and I'm going to turn this up a little bit to start warming it up. So I'm going to put it on a medium temperature, number 4, and I'm going to quickly crush my garlic while that's warming up. Now, if you're a little bit slower, then get everything ready first before you do your oil, because you don't want that to burn. What we're going to do is crush the garlic, okay, and then we're going to add that to the oil, and as the oil heats, the garlic will infuse. So when they talk about sun-dried tomato infused olive oil or garlic infused olive oil, that is where they've literally put a flavour in and they've warmed the olive oil through. So when you're cooking this, you will smell that wonderful garlic aroma, okay, so we need that first. That will help flavour your passata. And passata is basically just flavoured tomatoes. So I'm going to move this round. And as that flavour starts, I wish you had Smell TV, because that just smells amazing. Okay, I don't want it to burn. I don't want the garlic to get any colour at all, because it will become bitter and it won't taste nice. I've got half a can, I'm going to use half a can of chopped tomatoes. This one has just randomly got herbs in, but normal can is absolutely fine. Oh look, that's just over half, so that's fine. So I'm going to mix this in. That's it, how simple is that? Okay, if you want to add some freshly chopped basil, that would be delicious. Oregano, mixed herbs, Italian seasoning. And I have some oregano sitting around, so let's put a bit of this on. So I'm going to bring this up to the boil because I want it to simmer. This is a reduction sauce, so I want the water from the tomatoes to turn to vapour and then thicken the sauce, and that's what gives it that really lovely strong flavour. So I'm going to leave this, I'm going to bring it up a little bit, I'm going to leave this to cook, and we will see in a few minutes that this sauce is reduced down into a really nice thick consistency. While we're waiting for the sauce to cook, let's prepare our fillings. So I'm just going to, this is the end of the onion that kind of reminds me of your hair on your head. And can you see, this is getting a little bit hot now. You can see it's bubbling away. So I'm just going to turn it down 1 notch. I don't want it to splatter everywhere. So I'll just turn it down 1 more. There we are. And we'll just leave that. But you want it to sizzle a little bit because you can see the vapour, you can see it coming off, and that's what helps thicken it. Okay, back to the onions. Right, so this is the hair on your head, so this is the bit that we don't chop off. So this is the other end I'm going to take off. Okay, then it's much easier to peel the skin off. And then we can slice up some of our onions. Sorry Tom, I'll only put onions on a little bit of the pizza. Okay, you can eat the other half. So, we'll just put a little bit on. Keep Tom happy. And my pepper. Okay, preparing peppers. So, we're going to turn it on its side. We're going to cut all the way down. Now, I see lots of people doing this. You are going to cut yourself if you do this, and you don't need to. So, think of your pepper as almost a square, and I look down here and see already that there's a nice straight line, so I'm going to cut down there. I'm going to turn it round, and I'm going to cut down here. I'm going to turn it round, and I'm going to cut here, and then that's the last of my square, so I'm going to cut down. Okay, and then this bit of the pepper, there's nothing wrong with that, so I'm just going to slice that. So now here is my rubbish, which can go straight into my rubbish bin to keep everything nice. This bit I can pop out, and now you've got really nice flat bits of pepper that you can prepare easily. And I'll just take out that little bit of seed. So probably don't need all of this. So we'll just literally slice this up. Okay, all this lovely bit of pepper we can use, it's not wasted. Okay, so there's the pepper. Put that in another little bowl. Randomly got 2 cherry tomatoes, so I'm literally just going to use my bridge and I'm just going to cut them in half. And we'll just pop them on the pizza. Okay, and got this really nice sort of bacon ham, so I'm going to slice that up and I'm just going to cut it into cubes. Okay, so my filling is nice and ready. Let's check on the sauce, shall we? Can you see already how it's thickening up really nicely? Now the only thing we haven't done is we haven't seasoned it. A lot of people would put sugar. Now Heston Blumenthal, he says that salt is a flavour enhancer, and if something is bitter, that you don't need to add the sugar because actually you just add a little bit more salt. So I kind of completely agree with him. So I'm going to put some salt in, I put some pepper in, and that is forming a nice consistency, you can see that. I think a couple more minutes and then that's going to be perfect. So I'll grate my cheese.
Yeah.
Right, grating cheese. So we use the large side of the grater. We make sure that our thumb is well away because that, ouch, would really hurt. And we're going to grate down. So you guys know how to grate. This sauce is looking really nice and thick and really nice and flavoursome. It smells absolutely amazing. So I'm going to turn this off and now we're ready to build our pizza. So pizza, we've got our really nice bread dough. We've got our passata, so that's all ready to go. It's cooled down a little bit now. We've got our fillings that we've already chopped up, and I've just got a flat baking tray to cook it on. So I'm just going to roll this out. Now, you don't need to use a rolling pin. You can just do this by hand. Do you know I'm rubbish at doing that? So I do prefer it. You should be able to stretch it yourself, but I still haven't quite. And you sort of go around like this to stretch it. So you let the weight of the pizza hang down and you stretch it and you do this weird flicky thing. Okay, and I haven't quite mastered this art. So I'm still quite liking the rolling pin. And I don't want any holes in my pizza. So I'm just going to roll this a little bit. I want my dough to be nice and thin because I do like a nice thin, crispy Italian style pizza. Okay, so I can put this straight onto my board. I'm going to put a tiny bit of flour, and I'm looking, I can't see the flour. Hang on, get some flour. If I put a little bit of flour, or I tell you what, semolina, if you're being really fancy, this will just stop your dough from sticking. And then you're going to put your pizza straight on. So always build your pizza on the tray, okay? Because otherwise it's beautiful and you can't lift it up. So we'll put our passata on, starting in the middle and spreading it out. And you don't want any of your fillings to go onto the baking tray. You want to keep everything on your pizza because it will make it stick otherwise, and then that's terrible washing up. And I'm all for the cheese first, then the toppings, but this is entirely up to you. So I'm going to put my cheese on. Look at that tomato, that looks amazing. Now, in my previous video, I was doing mozzarella, so why waste this lovely mozzarella? If I'm going to put this mozzarella back in the fridge, remember you're going to put it in a little bit of water to stop it drying out. And it will last in the fridge for a couple of days. But, you know, cheese never lasts that long in our house. So I'm going to be decadent and add it all in. Then we can put our toppings on. A couple of tomatoes. I always think of colour and texture. And I know the age-old question, do you have Hawaiian ham and pineapple? I think really good quality ham and really good quality pineapple, yes. I'm going with the smoky and the sweet. And a few onions. Look at that, looks amazing. Okay, let's get this in the oven. Right, I think that's going to take about 15 minutes. So we'll check on it, and we want to see that lovely golden brown cheesy colour. Pizza. Oh yes. If that doesn't look good, that looks amazing. Right, I put this on the hob because otherwise it will burn your work surface. And I'm going to take this off the board. Have a look. That looks amazing. So you're looking for your lovely golden brown, lovely and crisp pizza. So I'll put this here very carefully. Cut this up. This looks so good. If you want to make pizza and you're so busy because you're on the Xbox, well, when you come home from school, make your pizza dough, put it in the fridge. I know that sounds crazy. Cover it in a bowl, and then the next day you can build your pizza. So you could make your passata and your dough when you come home from school, knowing that the next day you're going to make your own pizza. And then why would you buy pizza? I mean, look at that. Enjoy.